time I was 27. I've been sending my mom a check every week of her life since I've been 27 years old. I bought her a new house last year. I buy her a new car every 2 years, and she deserves every goddamn bit of it. And I'm really honored to be able to do that for her. And I retired my dad when I was 32. So I say that, one of the reasons I know why I work, thank you, and I didn't say that for the pat on the back. I said it because watching my parents work hard did one really cool thing. I have an insane work ethic. I'll outwork anyone at this age. I love to work. You know what time I started this morning? No exaggeration, 4:05. I sent my first email actually to Tony at 4:05 this morning. That means I was up before that. And I worked until 6. I went in the gym from 6 till 7. I got my kids up at 7. I made them breakfast from 7 to 8. I took them to school, and I came down here to prepare for this today. Now, and I'll work, and when they go to bed tonight, I'll work late. I have a tenacious, insane work ethic. I love it. Productivity is not the same as effort. Productivity means you're working on the things that actually move the needle in your life. Don't just work on the things you're comfortable with. Don't work on the things that are easy. Don't work on the things that are laydowns. Go after and do the things that make you a little uncomfortable. The marketing, the sales. Get out there teaching if you're in KBB. Lay out the course. Build it in Mastermind. I don't know where you're at, but the uncomfortable action of the things you don't love are the things that actually move the needle. If you love colors and building graphics, don't just I was going to do some selling. You know what? Let me go change the graphic. Let me go change my page. Maybe look at prettier. Maybe I should look at other colors. Maybe I should research. No, that's your subconscious going to what's comfortable. You need to work on the things that move the needle. Productivity is completely different than being busy. Know the difference. My poor parents were busy their whole lives, but they never did the things that move the needle. And thank God I found a place in my life, and my sister became successful as well, where we can help our parents, because I don't know where they'd be without it, right? So know the difference. Productivity does not equal progress. Let's write that down, because that came out pretty cool. Productivity does not equal progress. Decide today what moves the needle and schedule it in your life and start working on it. I just want you to know, so many times in life if you're a part of KBB, if you gain new capabilities, if you start a new business, if you're a part of Accelerated Success Formula or Mastermind.com, and we get something new, what we're always thinking is that if we start, we got to make a complete transformation. We got to make a 180 overnight. It's like why New Year's resolutions don't work. It's like, we got to shift everything. Oh my God, everything I've been doing has been absolutely horrible. My life is terrible right now. We got to shift, change. And you make so much change that what happens within a week, a month? You're right back where you were because you bit off more than you could chew. What is Kaizen, right? I've shared this with you before. I know I'm being a reminder service. How do you run a 1,000-mile race? One step at a time, right? Think about the small shifts that you could start today that inevitably build up, right? If you think about, Tony tells the story of a golf swing, right? And he hires an instructor, and the golf swing is 100 yards off. Every time he hits the ball, it goes way over here. And the guy said to Tony as an instructor, he's like, yeah, you're about a millimeter or two off. That's where 2 millimeters came from with Tony Robbins. The guy said, you're about a millimeter or two off. Tony goes, what do you mean I'm a millimeter off or 2 millimeters? The ball's 100 yards away from where I tried to hit it. I was trying to hit it at the hole. It ended up 2 holes away on the right. I had to yell 4. It's not 2 millimeters or a millimeter. It's 100 yards. He's like, no, it's not. He goes, you've just been practicing that when you come through and the ball's here, when your club head comes down, it's about a millimeter or 2 shaped this way because a millimeter or 2 here on a little bit of an angle, it's only off a millimeter here, but by the time it goes out 300 yards, it's 100 yards to the right. You're only off a millimeter. So we're going to work on the millimeter. And it's that same concept. We feel like we're 100 yards or 100 miles off when sometimes it's these subtle little shifts we just got to identify and work on them every day with just the effort and energy it needs to make those subtle shifts. But don't look at it as we got to be completely different humans tomorrow or the next day, or else it's not going to be the same and the course has got to be built and I got to be selling tomorrow. It's like one step at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I always say, I hope nobody's eating elephants, but that's Kaizen. And we have to adapt that same concept, right? We have to adapt that millimeter shift Because if we can change the millimeter here, by the time we get out a month and a year, we're in a completely different spot. We won't even recognize ourselves. The other thing I want to share, and I'll go a little deeper on this, is whenever you feel hesitant about doing something, or it's not working, or you feel like your mindset is bringing you back to old habits, or you forget, I want you to think about two things that you need to be successful. There's always two answers to one question. And I call it the upstream and the downstream. There's always two answers, right? I had an amazing woman I had the opportunity to chat with. She was part of our KBB family and gonna teach people what she went through, skills in business, way qualified. You met her, she had that it factor. She was just a badass. She was just an amazing woman. She wanted to do it. And she wanted to get her sales page to have a video on it that converted, that got people to raise their hand and took her product. But she never really got her video up because she said, I just can't shoot videos. I'm not that good at it. This is never gonna work for me. Even though she had an amazing product, she had everything she needed. It's like, how do I shoot better videos? I want to give you this example of upstream and downstream, and this may change the way you look at problems for the rest of your life. Because if you and I were ever together, or if you're at one of our live events that we end up doing the worlds together, and somebody else asks me a question on stage, or even in a Zoom like this, if you ever watch me stop for a moment and go like this, you know what I'm thinking? Upstream and downstream, there's two answers. So she gets on, and her question is, I could do better if I could get a video that converts, but I suck at video and it's just not working. My page isn't working. And I listened, and I could feel there was an upstream issue, because the downstream issue, I could teach the tactical the strategy and tactics. I could say, let me break down your video, hun. It's hook, story, close. You're not talking to a huge audience. You're talking to one person. Let's live inside their mind. Let's decide what they're afraid of, what they desire, what they fear, what their goals are. Let's write a paragraph to this person. Let's decide who that is, and then just have a conversation with the camera. Hey, this is Diane, and I know blah, 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 blah. Here's the story. I've been where you are. I've been there, but I found these 7 things. The story, the compelling, the close. I'd love to be able to serve you. I said, I know I could do that, and I could tell the way I'm talking to you. I said to her, you're already smart. You already know that. There's something else. She goes, no, I can't do it. Do you know, after spending 20 minutes with her, I put everything on pause because I could just tell. When we went upstream, you know why she didn't shoot videos? You know why her page wasn't working? Had nothing to do with it. If I just left it on the first one, it would have been like, Dean and Tony's course kind of sucks. Didn't teach you how to do videos, right? That's literally what you would think. It sucks. Do you know why she didn't? Fear? Close. Her husband thought what she was doing was silly, and he didn't believe in it. And she was embarrassed for him to go online and see a video that she shot. How do you compete with that? I can't. I could teach her every strategy. I see Michelle Thompson, you're shaking your head. There is nothing I could do downstream. Give her the greatest tool, hook, story, close, film it for her, script it, put her in my studio. I can do everything. If she's in the back of her head going, oh my God, my husband's gonna see this and I'm gonna look stupid. Hi, can't do it, right? We went upstream and we talked for 15 more minutes about how to get her husband on board and how to he believed in her, and he was a good man. He just didn't get it. He was too busy. And we talked about a strategy. She went on to get him on board. They actually started doing the business together. Now, I share that because I want you to think about that in your life as you move forward. When something's not working, you're going to think downstream usually. The site's not working. Mastermind.com. I think it might be too technical for me. I'm over 30, I'm over 50, I'm over 70. Anything you can think of, you'll come up with shit, and usually it's not that. You go upstream and you find out, I've failed before in the past, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want my friends to think I'm silly. Who would really listen to me? I don't feel that I'm not secure of a person. Maybe my confidence isn't high. Has nothing to do with the site or the training. It's the upstream stuff.
Self-education is the ticket None of us can progress in the world we're in today with a standard education and expect to have an extraordinary life.
Tony Robbins and myself aren't too bad of guys to learn from since we got 65 years in this industry.
Let me compress those decades into a few days. Now you can take massive action on the proven ways of doing it.
Knowledge brokers are not born.
There's people in the world that you haven't even seen before that are waiting for you to show up.
Because you have a story to tell, a story that can change lives, a story that can leave a lasting and positive impact on the next generation.
This is not a place for wannabes where it's going to go. This is a place for people who do what no one else.
A 3-day, 40-hour, full immersion event with the greatest minds the knowledge industry has ever seen.
Signature program, your signature workshop, your signature story, how to extract that knowledge.
And now I'm actually teaching others how to do. Listen, the tools are here. Come on, let's go.
Feeling went from very deep concern to, I can do this.
I now have over 100 customers all around.
People took my offer. That was pretty exciting.
And there's a process to show you exactly how to do it.
If you want to get results that seem extreme, get in proximity.
All of those mistakes you made and the failures you've been through, you have this opportunity, this blessed and sacred opportunity to help people not make those same mistakes.
No one is going to do it the way you can. And it is such power and freedom, like when you fully embrace that there's only one of you.
Because it isn't about getting, it's about giving. Life is about adding more value. That's why we're here.
I truly believe with the way the world's shifting and the world needs us and the world needs role models and the world needs leaders and the world needs to double down.
You're called to reach people that I can't reach, that Tony can't reach, that Dean can't reach, that nobody can reach but you. And until you step up to the plate, until you give your greatness to the world, those people are
That means you must pursue it, and then also, as you learn it, share it. And if you do that well, you can have economic freedom, a life of meaning, something that'll inspire you, your family, your friends, and everybody else around you.